Have you ever wondered how the energy in a room shifts when you enter? Noticed how some individuals possess a magnetic presence, causing others to unconsciously pay attention, lower their voices, or feel an inexplicable sense of unease? This isn't mere coincidence, but a manifestation of energetic reality. It's not about charisma, a loud voice, or physical attractiveness. It's about the invisible field surrounding each person, preceding their arrival. In Jungian psychology, this phenomenon is linked to the concept of the self, proposed by Carl Jung, a unifying force arising from the harmonious fusion of the ego and the individual's deeper essence. When this occurs, a person's energetic field becomes palpably real, influencing those around them. For some, it's attractive. For others, it causes discomfort. We will explore 13 signs indicating that a person's aura is so strong that it can cause unease in others. It's important to understand that this isn't a sign of misbehavior, but rather an indication that the person's energetic field is speaking a language many aren't yet ready to hear. By watching to the end, you can not only recognize these signs, but also understand how energy, enriched by depth and truth, can influence the world around you. A person's presence is felt long before they utter their first word, as their energy precedes their physical appearance. Some individuals quickly fade from memory, while others, on the contrary, remain in the minds of those around them, even when silent. The secret to this phenomenon lies not in brute force, but in the harmony between a person's inner world and their external manifestation. Carl Jung argued that the human psyche extends far beyond the physical body, and a tangible presence serves as confirmation of this idea. This presence doesn't shout, but it can't be ignored. Depending on the state of the perceiver, it can excite, soothe, or even disrupt. A person's aura influences others, causing them to either open up or retreat. It's like a spotlight, highlighting both the beautiful and what's deeply hidden in other people. For those who are used to avoiding the truth, such authenticity can seem intrusive, as the person's very presence challenges what they're carefully concealing. However, for others, this energy becomes a source of courage, clarity, and connection. It awakens dormant potential whether people are ready for it or not. The animal kingdom, young beings, and nature itself possess an amazing ability to intuitively sense a person without words. These creatures, living in harmony with their instincts and the present moment, instantly pick up on the energetic vibrations emanating from a person. Animals unerringly determine how safe it is to be near a person, or, conversely, experience anxiety based on the sincerity of their energetic field. Children who have not yet fully mastered language are already able to recognize the authenticity of an adult's nature. Nature, in turn, responds to a person's inner state. It flourishes in response to their peace and resists their tension. The aura surrounding a person either brings harmony to the environment or disrupts the balance of unconscious life systems. This ability to perceive is rooted in deep antiquity, and it cannot be faked. It often happens that a person with strong energy unintentionally causes discomfort in others. They don't strive for dominance and don't try to assert their superiority. Often, their energy radiates peace and tranquility. However, in a world where many people hide behind masks, authenticity is perceived as a challenge. Others project their own unresolved internal conflicts onto such a person. They may mistakenly take their calmness for coldness, clarity of thought for a threat, and depth of soul for arrogance. But the real reason for their anxiety lies in the unspoken question that this person's presence poses to them. Who am I really, and why am I wearing this mask? Sign number 5. Their presence noticeably changes the energetic background of the surrounding space. With their appearance, the emotional atmosphere undergoes a transformation. In some situations, people subconsciously straighten up as if striving to measure up. In others, silence reigns as if everyone is holding their breath. This isn't a manifestation of control, but rather an effect of resonance. They radiate a field that can both structure and destabilize the situation, depending on the prevailing moods. Their energy doesn't exert pressure, but rather aligns the overall state. And when this alignment clashes with chaos, changes inevitably occur. Symbolic energy awakens the unconscious, and this happens spontaneously, without any effort on their part. Sixth sign. Their intuition allows them to read people without the slightest strain. They possess a subtle yet sharp perception. They do not require long conversations or studying biographies. They instantly sense the energy of people and places. Insincerity, hidden pain, or, conversely, harmony become obvious to them even before they manifest externally. This is not just guesswork, but a manifestation of energy literacy. They are fluent in the language of intonations, silence, postures, and vibrations. They do not need explanations, they simply know. Seventh, small talk drains their energy. Superficial communication leaves them feeling empty. Their energy field is attuned to depth, not distraction. They sense the lack of sincerity when words are spoken, only to fill an awkward pause. That is why they may withdraw during such conversations. It's not about being antisocial, but about seeking authenticity. Their inner self craves truth, but the world is not always ready to offer it. Eighth observation, the person becomes a kind of reflective surface for those around them, onto which both the light and dark sides of their personality are projected. They are showered with unearned praise and undeserved suspicion, as well as detachment for which they have given no cause. Their very presence seems to highlight the hidden corners of other people's souls, and those who are not ready to face their internal contradictions tend to shift responsibility for them onto this person. It is important to remember that their task is not to absorb these projections from others, but to maintain inner stability and awareness. Don't take these projections personally, but rather see them as a kind of confirmation of your role. Ninth observation, this person's silence possesses amazing power and expressiveness. Even in the silence emanating from them, there is a sense of fullness and depth. This is because their silence is filled with energy and significance. It has the ability to guide and influence without resorting to direct control. This person does not speak just to be heard, but only when they feel the time is right. Often those around them react to their calmness and restraint much more strongly than to the verbosity of others. This manifests true strength, not ostentatious posing, genuine presence, not a false game. 10th observation, people tend to trust this person and open up to them. Strangers share with them intimate stories of their lives, and friends reveal emotional wounds they had previously kept silent about. They become a kind of safe haven without intentionally seeking to be. The reason lies in their aura, which radiates acceptance and understanding. They do not try to save or fix, but simply offer support and listen attentively. This silent permission to be oneself that they radiate has a healing power that people feel instantly. Their energy seems to say, "Here you can be real." 11th observation concerns the dual effect of personal freedom. It is both a source of inspiration and a cause of irritation for those around them. A person living without regard to generally accepted norms challenges those who are mired in stereotypical roles and expectations. They do not force change, but merely demonstrate its possibility by their example. However, for those who are not yet ready for such a transformation, this very demonstration may seem defiant. Freedom becomes a kind of mirror in which their own unfreedom is reflected, and this reflection cannot be ignored. The reaction to this can be different: anger, envy, alienation. It is important to understand that this is not the fault of the free person, but rather an inevitable price for sincerity and fullness of self-expression. The 12th aspect is that the absence of such a person is felt as keenly as their presence. Even after leaving a place, they leave behind an energetic trace. They seem to imprint themselves in space, in memories, in the emotions of other people. This is not a manifestation of egoism, but rather evidence of a powerful, energetic impact. In order to remain in memory, they do not need to make any special efforts, since they were truly present in the moment, giving themselves to it completely. Such total presence cannot simply disappear without a trace. Finally, the 13th observation concerns the aura forged in the crucible of life experience. The energy of such a person originates not from books or empty fantasies, but from deep self-knowledge, often achieved in solitude. They have experienced symbolic deaths, moments when they had to abandon illusions in order to find truth. and now those around them feel not perfection, but wholeness. The light emanating from her isn't due to a past devoid of darkness, but rather a reconciliation with it. This light is earned, and that's why it resonates so strongly with others. If you, the reader, have reached this point, you've likely found a resonance within yourself regarding the presented traits, indicating a deep connection with your own inner world. This isn't about striving for superiority over others, but about achieving harmony with your profound self. As Carl Jung astutely observed, the unconscious resists anything that hasn't yet been integrated into the personality. At times, simply by remaining true to oneself, an individual radiates an aura that reflects what others are not ready to accept or acknowledge. An individual wasn't created to adapt by relinquishing their uniqueness. They shouldn't dim their light to please others or avoid conflict. Their purpose is to awaken others not through force or pressure, but through the quiet truth of their existence. Therefore, let the reader continue on their path, even if it causes discomfort in others. After all, the changes they initiate are the beginning of something greater, something significant and important. Their presence in the world is not merely coincidental, but a catalyst for change and inspiration for those around them.